Okay, good morning. All right. Welcome to the 10:06, 10:07 now meeting. Everybody doing all right this morning?
Doing great.
How's your tooth?
I mean, I feel like it's getting better, but if I'm not better, I'm going to call Lauren tomorrow.
Okay.
Thank you for passing her.
Let me know. Yeah. Hope you get to feeling better.
Me too. I think I'm grinding my teeth at night, so who knows?
Well, we're all under a little bit of extra stress right now, so
Yeah.
that is forgiven immediately. All right, so I'm going to try and be as respectful of everybody's time after I already made you wait, but just wrapping up a meeting and I did not even know what time it was. So apologies for the late start, but what I wanted to talk to a little bit today, other than just give you guys a couple of brief, just little updates. Today, obviously, the blood drive going on at the office. The noise next door has calmed down just a little bit, so at least that's died down, which is good. I'm also thinking about for August, and you guys let me know and feel free to give me any suggestions. I am hopeful that with the slowly changing environment of the world, we don't get any more into the weeds with regard to new cases, infection, not being able to hang with one another, that sort of thing. I'm hopeful that at some point in August, it's going to be comfortable enough for everybody to get together. And if anybody is open to doing that, I would love to host some folks and just have a little nice distanced gathering to just get around and see each other in a safe environment. So keep looking for updates on that, but just know that that is coming hopefully sometime in August. We'll roll through the more traditional office meeting the next time we do the company-wide meeting in August. Obviously, we had the event last week. I hope that was helpful for everybody. But today, I just really wanted to get with everybody and say a couple of things based on a lot of conversations that I've been hearing from folks, some objections that they've been handling out in the marketplace, and a couple of strategies to help, hopefully, up the amount of listings that you guys have got. Now going in through the rest of the year, you're basically looking at 90 days left where we've got some runway to go out and generate business before November. Now, November is not only the election for the presidential side, it's also a traditional every 4 years slight decline in the real estate market. I mean, that's just historical fact. So really what we've got right now is 90 days to be able to generate a whole lot of business and capitalize on what still is an extremely active time right now in the marketplace. So like the thing from now till then, what can help us do that is just the ballpark point blank period reason why some folks get more listings than others and some folks just don't. And it's the amount of conversations that they have on a daily basis. So how do we get to there? And I think number one, the first goal for us to have for the next 90 days is to pick a number. What is it? 5, 7, 10, 20, whatever it is that you want to do, whatever it is that you feel capable of doing, conversations. Pick a number of conversations to have out there in the marketplace and go with it. And just commit from now till the rest of the 90-day cycle, the end of October, that I'm going to talk to 5 people a day, no matter what. All the other stuff can happen, fill in as it goes. I realize that we've all got busy lives, things can change, but if that one thing for the next 90 days happens, we're going to have a great rest of the year. And we're going to ensure that we have a great rest of the year. And also answer something that's on a lot of people's minds is that there's a lot of people that are potential sellers that could be sellers in our marketplace, but are waiting or choosing to wait because they can't find something to buy, right? So it's really a great opportunity to use that objection to help educate the folks that are in the marketplace that we're having conversations with. And really what they're nervous about is an opportunity. So let's say, for example, you've got somebody that's really thinking about selling. Talk through them and help them understand it's an opportunity to educate and to say, I totally get that. There's a lot of other people in the marketplace that have felt exactly the same way that you're feeling right now. But what the most successful clients of mine have found is that it's the best time right now for you to take advantage of what is very, very high levels of buyer interest in our marketplace, a low level of inventory to help your house stand out against the competition. And 3, buyers are being flexible right now. And what that means is that while you're still in control as a potential seller, you still have options available to you. Now, what are those options? Is the option bumping out closing to 45 or even 60 days? A lot more buyers are willing to play ball with different stipulations on a home just to get their offer accepted. Is it a period of rent back of 2 or 3 months, even 1 month, just to help them get in the door and also give you more time to find, hypothetically, if we don't find the house in time? Or do you accept offers with a contingency that basically states that any offer accepted, you have a 7-day or a 14-day window to identify a home to purchase? Now, that doesn't necessarily have to be a home that's on the market. It can be a home that is not yet to market, but is the perfect house. And then we can go in there and do our job to help them get an offer accepted on a home that's not on the market yet. Or something comes up within that 14-day period and you go forward with the contract. Bar none. Sellers have options right now. Sellers have more options than they've ever had. Buyers are the ones that are struggling. And if we can help add inventory to the marketplace by educating the folks that could be sellers but aren't yet as to how that process is working right now and how we can be the gap between what might be and what could be, what could go wrong and what could go right. And really the thing that's most heavily weighing on everybody's mind right now, and has been for the last 6 months, is how's the market? And turning that into what's the value of my home? I know I've said that so much that everybody's probably rolling their eyes because I've said it so much. It's how's the market actually means what's my home worth? And if we can help folks in those conversations, if we're committing to those 5, 7, 10 conversations from now till the end of October, more often than not, you're going to get that question during that conversation. And the answer goes like this. And this is really 4 steps or 4 questions that you can ask to help get them into that from the conversation stage to actually having a substantive thought process about the potential for buying or selling a home. And so when somebody asks, how's the market? That easy, quick response is, well, that's interesting. There's really a lot of different layers to the real estate marketplace. Are you most interested in buying, selling, renting, or investing? What sticks out the most to you in terms of what you're interested in? That way I can help you find that out. The next question is, if they say, how's the market, and they're interested in buying, selling, renting, investing or renting, whatever it might be, that next question is, okay, with everything going on and everything that's happened over the past couple of months, have your thoughts changed on your level of interest for buying, selling, resting, whatever it might be? And if they're thinking about selling or buying, the question is, with everything that's going on right now and how times have changed, how your lives have changed, all of our lives have changed, I got to ask you this question. Are you living in your dream home? Yes or no? And that response could be no. Tell you what, that's actually really funny, because we're thinking about adding on the house because I need a home office and my wife's driving me crazy and the dog's all over the place and I can't do this, that, and the other. So that's one way to go about it. Or they could say, well, yeah, we are in our dream home. That's cool, great. Now let's talk about something else fun. Or, oh, yeah, maybe, kind of. It's never just a flat yes or no answer. It's something just to get them thinking. And more often than not, you're going to have a glaring majority of the folks that are in the marketplace right now that could, if you just say, have you, what's going on? How's the market? And he's like, it's great. I'm super busy. See you later. That's an opportunity wasted. Rather than, well, that's interesting. What part of the market are you most interested in? Or what are you more curious to find out about? And then with everything that's going on, are you living in your dream home? Well, and if the answer is no, okay, well, with everything that's going on, have you had any thoughts of selling? Or how have those thoughts changed? And opening up to another conversation about, well, maybe you just might not have all of the access to the data. Would you be interested to see what I'm seeing? And then finally, with the incredible buyer demand that's out there, I know you said that you weren't thinking about selling your house anytime soon, or you guys are just thinking about it, just curious. You know, I'm interested to know, at what price would you consider becoming a seller? You know, and somebody's going to say, well, I really can't take less than $450. Okay, great. I would love to be able to do that for you. One thing that I'm doing for all of my potential clients or my current clients is I'm sitting down with them and having short 10 to 15 minute conversations to help them understand what we're seeing in the marketplace, just what the numbers are telling us. Is that something that you'd be interested in? Now, more often than not, you're not going to get all that way down in these conversations. But if you do and you get there, the final piece to it, even if they said, no, I'm still not. One final thing, is there anybody that you know of, that you've heard of, or that you know that's had thoughts about selling themselves? And it might be somebody whose aunt has been thinking about selling their house, but lives in Boise, Idaho. Well, it's great. I've got a great person in Boise, Idaho, and you don't have to know them right offhand, but I would love to refer them to you. And a little quick, figure out who we've got an affiliate with in Boise, Idaho. That's a referral. Even if the conversation doesn't turn into, yes, I want to sell my house, they might still have valid reasons for, yeah, I would love to sell my house, but I'm really not okay with this situation right now. Whatever that reason might be, help them educate themselves as to how we can do the process safely, help educate them as to what the real statistics in the market are. And oh, by the way, you don't have to be terrified that if some house down the street goes into foreclosure and it's got a $150,000 loan on it, the bank's not going to sell that house for $150,000. The bank's going to sell it for what it's worth in the marketplace. I'm trying not to call out the person who's behind all of that bad facts, but that's the truth. Yes, there is a glaring amount of uncertainty about unemployment figures, what the next 4, 6, 8 months, year look like. there is some very real implication to that. I do know that that will affect slightly forbearances, foreclosures, but if you've got, this is a whole nother conversation entirely for folks to help educate them, because that's what we need to be doing right now. Cloaking ourselves in the data, the facts, having conversations with folks that may be on the fence, but have a valid need or reason to buy or sell. Right now, they just are scared because they don't know what's really going on. Inviting them to come in and have a conversation about what really is happening in the marketplace, to showcase that and help them understand the options that are available to them right now in terms of the looseness of being able to get your offer accepted, being able to sell and have time to find a house to buy, et cetera. Whatever that need is or whatever the block is that's standing in the way of between them and a good decision. And then also too, helping folks that could potentially be in a troublesome situation right now. I know there's some folks that are hurting. If you do know anybody that may have experienced a hardship for their job, have lost or been temporarily furloughed or permanently furloughed, whatever that case may be, if they're worried about or may have gone into forbearance, maybe they don't know all the details that are available to them. There are some folks that are 90 days past due, but don't understand that they can apply again and kick that period out to almost a full year. Now, I'm not saying that that's a good thing, but what I'm saying is that people have options. And if they could be in a sticky situation, you don't want that to happen. But now is a good time, especially if, like, for example, more than 40% of people in the United States have at least 20% equity in their home. And almost half the homes in the United States are free and clear. So we've got a tremendous amount of equity built up there. If somebody is in a sticky situation, help educate them that now might be a great time. Now, not great because they're not in a good situation from a work perspective. But now is a time that if we want to get our ducks in a row and get it together to make a plan to help you out, whether that's selling the home and capitalizing on all the equity that they've built up, which is a likely scenario that they're just not seeing, or helping understand how to take advantage of the forgiveness aspect that we've got in place so that they don't get to the stick of potential foreclosure, whatever it might be. Those are two different ways to have completely different conversations. And I didn't even plan to get into the forbearance thing, but I think it's a very valid thing to be talking about right now and to be educating yourself about, as well as the clients that we're having conversations with on a daily basis. But then also to get it back to just the basics, right? I said 90 days basically for the remainder of the year. That's 90 days to either really produce a great book of potential or real actual business for the remainder of the year to help sustain you throughout the rest of the year, but also two, a great time to make a commitment to yourself to hit the reset button on how many conversations that I'm going to have on a daily basis, and base that around the education that you're going to bring to somebody who is just curious what their home is worth. 9 times out of 10, that's the curiosity. And then to understand for them and help articulate those. I said 4 questions and I think I gave you 6, but feel free to go back and rewatch this and I'll give you guys all the actual written questions that I've gone through. It's a layered approach, but really committing to yourself that from now for the next 3 months, I'm going to make it on myself to interject as much education and knowledge about what's actually happening and what could be potentially a great time for someone to buy or sell that may not just be seeing anything because the answer is right in front of their face and they can't see around it. Okay? The people that are the educators right now are the people that are going to really help us continue to make a difference for the folks that we serve out in the world. You can't be an educator to the world if you're not having those conversations. So for right now, to make a promise to yourself, whether it's difficult to get out in front of people, right? But there are still people that are out and about, and you still can have productive conversations with folks without being face to face with them. Make a commitment to have a minimum number of conversations per day, 5 days a week. Give yourself a weekend off, but commit to educating. And commit to educating the clients in a thoughtful and productive way that helps move the needle forward for them to no decision to decision, but good decision. And you're the gap between those two things, and understand that education's where it all starts. And as a result of that, what I'm going to lay out for everybody is for the next 3 months, however many listings you can get, there is a $100 bill waiting on my desk for I'm going to split it into 2 groups just because it's fair. The folks that have been in the business less than 3 years and the folks that have been in the business longer than 3 years. 2 different tranches, but there's 2 $100 for the person that brings in the most collective listings from now till the end of October. And it's going to sit on my desk and it's got your name on it. But it starts with having conversations, and it starts with having the right conversation and how to respond to that most important question that we're all getting right now, which is, how's the market? How we respond to that right now determines how our next 90 days and basically our next rest of the year is going to go. Any questions, comments, thoughts? Okay. I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. I hope you stay safe, healthy. I'll see some of you today. I'll see some of you maybe later at the blood drive, but I hope you all have a wonderful day. And I am here for you because you're all I got. Thanks, guys.